So yeah, just take a look at us here in the middle, and you
Sure.
can start whenever you're ready.
No problem. So first of all, thanks for coming out. We're working diligently to try and get things. Our primary focus right now is to make sure we've got a dry pavement route opportunity to get in and out of Southport. We've got, typically in Brunswick County, we only have about 16 employees working every day, and we've got over 100 right now deployed that we've pulled in from other parts of our division, as well as we're rallying support from other divisions throughout the state within DOT to come in and help out with both manpower and materials. Right now, I know of over 22 sites that we've got damaged on roads, and then we have additional sites, again, like the one behind us here on 17, where we still have water across the roadway. The best thing we can ask folks at this point is to just try to be patient. We're working to get there. Don't try to drive across a road that's got, even though it's only a few inches of water, don't drive across it yet, because we haven't had a chance to inspect it. We don't know what's not there or what kind of damage there could be. Once water recedes, we still have to check, again, the roadway. We have to check bridges, make sure that those bridges so we've got inspection teams that are actually out working, looking at bridges now. But there's a lot of bridges to inspect and check. So it just takes a little time. But we're working hard to try and make sure that we're getting things taken care of and try to get things back to normal as quickly as possible.
And obviously you were talking about how it looks a lot better today than it did yesterday. If you could just talk a little bit about how it's looking right now.
Yeah, right now this has gone down quite a bit. I think yesterday afternoon, around 3 o'clock or so, I was actually here at this site, and I understand water was about chest deep. The fire department, I think, had checked on some things today, and it's somewhere closer to waist deep, so it's probably dropped a good 1.5 feet since yesterday. The thing that we have to be aware of, though, is we are downstream of other rainfall that had fallen yesterday and continue to fall inland that's going to be coming downstream. So while we could see some water levels go down, we could see them potentially go back up slightly as that drains down to us. So it's still, things are getting better, but we're still not where we need to be.
Yeah, and can you guys talk at all about a timeline? I mean, again, I know you're kind of at the will of nature right now, but if you could just elaborate on exactly, like what work you guys are doing, and if you have any estimated timeline.
Unfortunately, no. I wish we all had a way to predict or understand exactly what's going to happen, but we don't. As far as timelines go on repair, we've already started repairs. In fact, we're hoping to complete one repair on NC 211 near Southport today, and then that crew is going to be moving to another location that we know where we've got some people that could be stranded as far as being on a dead-end road, that kind of thing. Try to get some things taken care of there. We know we have bridges on 211. We're working with the contractor to see about getting those repairs worked in under the construction project. Thankfully, they've got some crews there and get those things implemented or get those projects started to get those repairs going. We're going to begin repair on another bridge on 211 today with one of DOT's internal crews. So yeah, we're working. We had folks working into late last night. Well, actually early this morning, and folks back at it, today. So we're trying our best. We just can't really give you any kind of timeline right now.
Right, but bottom line, I mean, those ones that collapsed will probably take longer to repair.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the ones that have been washed out and collapsed, we have to do a hydraulic review, make sure we're putting back the right size pipe. Because again, the pipes that were there were sized years ago. Things have changed upstream, so we have to get a review done to make sure we put back in the right thing. We got to make sure we're working with the Corps of Engineers and other agencies to make sure we got permit permits and things like that. So yes, it does take a little time. We are working with those agencies. They're working with us. You know, everybody's on board as far as knowing the time that this is an emergency situation and we need to get this done. So while I mentioned there's a lot of steps, everybody's on board to get this done as fast as possible.
Yeah, and my next question is, you know, I was out here late Monday night, and I talked to a state highway patrol officer who kind of defined Brunswick County right now as just a lot of different islands. Is that still the case today?
Yes, I would say yes. And it may not be islands from water, it's going to be islands from washouts at this point. But there, again, we still have, as you can see, areas that are still covered with water. So unfortunately, yes, Brunswick County is going to be, and it may be like that for a little while.
Yeah, and I know obviously Highway 17 is a well-traveled road that people use to get from New Hanover to Brunswick. Is that right now the top priority for you guys?
Again, our top priority right now is Southport and trying to get people in and out of Southport, hopefully get a route to the ferry. We can get the ferry back running, keep and get ways in and out, get supplies to people, that kind of thing. For people going 17 to try and go south, it's a long detour, but the best detour is to take, or alternate route is to take US 74 into the Whiteville area and then back down. NC 130 is another route that they could take out of Whiteville and get down on the south side of Brunswick County. Like I said, it's a long route, but that's the best route at this point.
Right. And so obviously, I mean, and you know, you talked about getting supplies in Southport. Has anyone indicated to you guys that like that's something that's needed if they're having trouble getting stuff in? I mean,
no, I've not had any direct reports of any of that, but you know that time will come if we don't do something soon. So we're trying to make sure that we don't get to that point.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess last question on my end would be, you know, is this something, I mean, this is a little abstract, but I mean, something you guys have dealt with similarly before in this area where just a lot of people are cut off with the roads, or is this kind of something that's emerging and happening and no one could have prepared for it?
No, we've been through some of these scenarios before in several parts of the state. You know, you could be in the mountains and have a rock slide that cuts somebody off. You could be, you know, we've had a number of hurricanes. This state is not immune to hurricanes. We've had lots, and we unfortunately run into these scenarios from time to time. And so like I say, we've been through it before, and we're taking those lessons learned and implementing them each time we have one.
is there anything uniquely, and this will be my last question as well, is there anything uniquely challenging about this time around though?
I don't know that I would say there's, you know, every situation is different and everyone's unique, but I don't think I can put my finger on a particular unique scenario, other than, you know, I guess if I was going to say there's a unique scenario from my experience, it would be that I don't know that we've ever had a situation where all the roads into a place had issues. We usually could find another route somewhere. So right now, yes, having a lot of those routes impacted is a little bit different from my experience.